You're listening to The Clevelander, where we're diving into all things innovation and transformation across the region. Each week, we'll take a look at the biggest business headlines in Greater Cleveland.
This week, we're celebrating some major wins.
There's a lot to unpack, so let's get started. All right, so get this. National Geographic just named Cleveland one of the top 10 places in the U.S. for families to travel in 2025.
I saw that.
I mean, top 10. Can you believe that?
I'm not surprised, though.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got a lot to offer, especially for families. It's just that sometimes people don't realize it until someone like National Geographic comes along and spells it out for them, you know?
Yeah. What do you think sparked this kind of recognition?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. You know, Cleveland's always had its gems, but now they're really shining, right?
Right.
And I think it's a combination of a revitalized arts and culture scene, some exciting new developments, and this, renewed focus on our natural assets.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they specifically called out the surprise factor of our art scene.
Yeah.
Like, travelers don't expect Cleveland to have such a vibrant cultural landscape.
Yeah, and another thing that caught their attention is the major renovation at the Cleveland Museum of Natural History. Deservedly so.
Absolutely. It's incredible.
But they also highlighted Karamu House,
Yes.
which I think speaks volumes. It's not just about shiny new attractions, you know?
Yeah.
It's about celebrating those deep-rooted cultural institutions that give Cleveland its unique character.
Yeah.
I mean, Karamu House being America's oldest African-American producing theater, that's a legacy that resonates, I think, nationally.
Absolutely. And speaking of artistic legacies, our music scene is also, I think, making a splash. Blossom Music Festival featuring the Cleveland Orchestra is always a draw.
Yeah.
But the fact that they mentioned Cynthia Erivo's performance specifically,
Yep.
that shows that they're paying attention to the cutting-edge talent that's gracing our stages.
Yeah. And not to mention those live orchestral performances of those classic films like Harry Potter and The Lion King.
Yes.
I mean, that's brilliant, right? It's a great way to introduce a new generation to orchestral music, but it also taps into that, that nostalgia factor. Really clever programming.
And speaking of attracting new audiences, the upcoming Superman film's going to feature some of our iconic locations. I mean, it's amazing to see our city on the big screen.
I think it's great. It definitely raises our profile, and it speaks to the visual appeal of Cleveland, the architecture, the urban landscape. It's,
Yeah.
It's a beautiful city.
Absolutely. And beyond the glitz and the glamour, there's also a lot happening on the ground level.
Oh, absolutely.
We've got, the new Fidelity Hotel and Hotel Cleveland. They bring a fresh energy to the hospitality scene and the food scene. And that energy also extends beyond the city limits. I mean, one of the other things that National Geographic points to is the fact that Cuyahoga Valley National Park is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year.
That's a big deal.
It's a reminder that we have this incredible natural resource
In our backyard.
right in our backyard.
Yeah.
And they're doing a fantastic job of making it accessible and engaging for families
Totally.
with all sorts of events planned throughout the year. And then, of course, we can't forget about the ongoing transformation of our waterfront.
The new parks, the improved Lake Erie access, the expanded biking trails, it's all part of this vision to reimagine Cleveland as a true waterfront city. And it's attracting people who want that urban lifestyle, but with easy access to nature and outdoor recreation.
Yeah, it's really amazing to see all these pieces coming together to create this positive momentum for Cleveland, from arts and culture to development, our natural assets. There's just this palpable sense of excitement, I think.
I completely agree. And the best part is this is just the beginning. We have so much potential, and it feels like we're finally starting to tap into it in a really meaningful way. It's an exciting time to be in Cleveland,
Couldn't said it better myself. So to all of our listeners out there, get out there and experience all the amazing things Cleveland has to offer. We'll be back next week with more news and insights.
The Clevelander is an unscripted podcast brought to you by the Greater Cleveland Partnership and created using the latest in AI tools. To learn more, visit greatercle.com.